Hello everyone and welcome to FNDM 1011, which is Facility Design. My name is Steve Hilborn. I'll be leading you through the first 5 weeks of this particular course. And then you'll have your first test on week 6. And then after that, Cyril Hayes, whom I believe is also going to be your instructor in the FNDM 1010, he will take over for the remaining 7 weeks of the semester. So today I just want to introduce you to the actual course. We are going to do two things here in this short 20 to 30 minute video, one of which I'm just going to go over the syllabus and how the course is going to run. And as well, I'm going to show you real quickly what the first in-class assignment is going to be. This in-class assignment will actually be due at the end of week 2, so fairly quickly. So I do want to give you a little heads up in advance, kind of get your minds working and heads wrapped around what's going to be expected of you. So first, let me pull up the syllabus here. So in summer 2021, you are in your 3rd semester and final semester of this program, I hope. While typically we would be in class and in a computer lab together, unfortunately that's obviously not going to happen. But what's going to happen here is that we will be remote accessing the computers at Georgian College through your own laptop or desktop device. Okay, so you do need access to a laptop or a desktop. It will not work through a tablet or an iPad or your cell phone. So you 100% need that access. Please email me if you do not have a computer. We'll see if there's some kind of loaner program the college can help you out with. In regards to this particular course, it is, I should change this, myself, Stephen Hilborn, as well as Cyril Hayes, and these are our email addresses here. And what we'll be doing is that we'll be meeting through our WebEx every Wednesday at 6 to 9 p.m. So for the first 5 weeks, as I said before, you'll be using this particular link. I will also, before each individual weekly meet, I'll just put up a reminder posting with that link in there. So you just need to go to your announcements and click on the link, and you will join me. So about this course, so various food service facilities are explored with an analysis on how different segments of the food industry warrant different design requirements. Menu design, workflow patterns, the design and how we select our equipment are looked at. We also take a little bit of a look at some of the new tech that's coming out. And as an additive to this particular course description, which we haven't been able to technically apply to it, but we're going to cover it for sure, is that how has COVID affected all of this and how some of the new designs are happening across not only food and beverage as far as like a consumer approach, but also long-term care, retirement communities, retail, and just kind of the things that we need to start thinking about as we enter into that management level into these fields. As far as course resources go, you should have the text already. It is used in FNDM 1009, 1010, 1011. So we kind of looked at this thing and said, hey, instead of 3 different texts, let's try to all combine it into one. I believe there's only about 3 or 4 chapters in there that really cover the stuff that we'll be talking about, and the rest of it's going to be provided by myself or Cyril. So yeah, a couple things that we want to do is that we will analyze food service facilities for increased efficiency, to ensure that relevant building codes and legislation are met. One of the big ones is the AODA, which is the Ontario, what is it called? The Accessibility Ontario Disabilities Act. And as we are often going to be talking about long-term care, any place really needs to abide by this. So if someone with a wheelchair or a walker has the ability to access that particular establishment. We'll also look at different food service designs. We'll talk about how we're going to look at our menu design and our workflow and how to kind of wrap it all together, implement equipment maintenance procedures, and identify some of the technologies and trends. The way that this class is set up as far as evaluations are concerned is that we will be having 4 in-class assignments. They're all worth 10%. They're all individual. I believe, unless Cyril wants to do something in the last couple ones. I will be covering the first 2 in-class assignments in the midterm with you. The midterm will be worth 15%. It'll cover about 5 weeks of material, and that's going to be happening on week 6, and we'll talk more about that. But it'll be a multiple choice, true and false, matching style of test, not too intense, not too critical thinking, whereas the major project is where a lot of your time and effort is going to be put into. Cyril will be the one who goes through the major assignment. There's no point in really thinking about that until we start our first couple of in-class assignments and get our head wrapped around the program that we're going to be using. So I'm just going to go through the first 6 weeks because that's kind of just me. And then after that, Cyril, I'm sure, will kind of cover the remainder of the time when he first shows up. So this week 1, which I will have a separate video for, which will just be the lecture of the actual material. I will post that up fairly soon as well. What's going to happen is that I am not going to lecture live to you. Rather, I will pre-record all of my lectures for you to watch on your own time. The live classes that start at 6 p.m. will be a brief recap of what that lecture contained. We'll talk about whatever assignment that we are working on that particular week, and then we will actually be accessing the software, which is called Microsoft Visio. The reason that we are remote accessing all the Georgian College computers is that is where all the software is currently home to. So if you have Microsoft Visio on your home computer, most people don't, but if you do have it, that's a huge bonus. You won't have to do that remote access. Otherwise, when you come in your first week class with me, I'll show you exactly how that works. And it's kind of neat because I can actually jump into your screen anytime you want, and you can show me something privately as opposed to having to share your screen to the entire class. So and I'll give you a little idea of what it looks like here today. And then week 2, same thing. So live class at 6 p.m. There will be a pre-recorded lecture for you to watch in advance. I will try to have all these videos up a week in advance, so give you plenty of time for you to watch it. And then on that particular, at the end of this particular week, your assignment will be due. So in-class assignment number 1 is due at 11:59 at midnight on the Sunday. So let me just make these corrections. On Sunday, 11:59. So you have the whole time to work on it. We have an open time for you to use the computers from 6 p.m. to midnight on Wednesdays, but there's no reason I can't open a couple over the weekends for you guys to go in and keep working on your assignments. So that's going to be basically the first 5 weeks, where it's going to be every single week we meet at 6 p.m. and we go over what the material is, we go over what the assignment and what you're working on. Week 3, introduce a second one. Week 4, you submit it at the end of the week. And then week 5 will be our final lesson, and this will also entail some of our test review material there. I'm still playing with the idea that we only have live classes on week 1, 3, and 5 versus every single week, but this is something that we will talk about on the first week when we go through everything. And that's essentially it for my portion, and then again, like I said, Cyril will cover the remainder. Our first in-class assignment will be you developing a single-floor dwelling bachelor apartment. So the reason that we're doing this is often in these long-term care and retirement homes, what they must have is all of these little independent living areas that everyone can live in. Now, often we think of bachelor apartments and studio apartments in downtown Toronto and condos, but much of our long-term care and retirement homes are made up of these as well. It gives that individual some of the independence they're looking for and having their own space, as well as being very efficient in size. So you will design up to a 600 square foot bachelor pad, and you can choose a bunch of different sizes. So it can be a rectangle room, a square room, a very long, narrow rectangular room, or a combination of any of these. So if you want your room to kind of look like an L, or a T, you can do that. A bachelor apartment by definition has to have a living room, a bedroom, and a kitchenette all in one area. So no walls separating that. As well, there will be a private bathroom in that area as well. So here I've also created for you what your design must include. So this is kind of what you'll be marked on, ensuring you have all of these elements here. As well, I will include things such as what kind of stencils that you can use. I'll show this real briefly to you in a moment. So what kind of stencils that you can use or should be using, as well as how to maybe set up your Visio page style. And there's also always additional marks awarded for inspiration, creativity, originality. We're going to come up with some problems, or I'm going to come up with problems. You're going to find the solution. And there's not one correct way in which you can do it, but probably many different correct ways. So I'm really anxious to see what you come up with. Okay, so Visio, if I have it open here, let me see. So Microsoft Visio is an app on all Georgian College computers. So when you first open it up, what will happen is that it'll kind of look like this. So it'll give you a bunch of different options and things that you can do. And you can do workflow diagrams, and you can do home plans and all kinds of timelines. It's not just a design for floor plans, which we're doing today, but it's a design for all kinds of stuff. So we're going to select on a floor plan, and we'll create a US unit used for commercial building design, space plans, and architectural layouts. So we're going to create. So what this does is it'll create a basic standard template here. So right now you'll see, if I'm looking here on the edge, you'll see that it starts at 0 feet. These are all in feet, and it goes up to about 95. And it goes from 0 feet here all the way to almost 145. We need a 20 by 30 foot room, or a 24 by 25 foot room. This is much too big. So the very first thing that you'll always do when you first come into this is ensure you set up your template to the right size. So what you'll do is you'll go to Design. The instructions are in the assignment as well. You'll go to your page setup. You'll click on this particular button. And what's going to happen is that you can go to Drawing Scale. So right here we have Drawing Scale and the page size in measurement units. So right now it's at 144 by 96. Assuming we want a room that's 20 feet by 30 feet, what I'm going to suggest to you is that you make it a little bit bigger than that, because this is just creating the white space, the white template, you might want to call it. So I'm going to say 22 feet by 32 feet. And this is because I just want it a little bit bigger than where the walls are going to be. If I label something and I don't want it to be cut off. So I'm just going to apply. And what we have here now is this much smaller little area. And that's okay, because I can zoom in and make this a regular size. Okay. So what we have here is our 20 by 30 or 22 by 32 foot little area. And what I will have to be doing is creating a bachelor apartment with this. So a couple things before you start. You have a base set of stencils, I call them, on the left-hand side that give you some options for you to choose. So you can see here I can make walls and bring it in, and I can stretch them and angle them and have all kinds of fun with that. So if I wanted to make it 16 feet and I wanted to make it by 26 and make this long rectangular room, I could do that. Okay. Or what I could do is also just pull in a room here and stretch it to the size that I want. Or even easier, I can right click on this option and select properties. Most items in this particular program, you can right click, select properties, and you can just tell it, I need a 20 by 20 foot room by 30 foot. Now this might be the wrong way, but let's see. Oh, perfect. So I just do that and I select it, and now you can see it falls within our white template space, which is the idea. And then we're going to start creating. So we're going to have to obviously put a door in here somewhere. We're going to have to put some other options. But what you want to do is that you want to first get all of your stencils set up. So in the actual assignment, I have told you that there is a set amount for sure that you should select. This is not all of them, but these are the ones that you'll need for sure, and then you can go through and add other ones as you see fit and as you have fun with it. So what I'm going to do is go to More Shapes, down to Maps and Floor Plans, Building Plan, and then I can select all of these things. So because we're going to need a kitchenette, I can say, okay, I want these appliances. And I just click on them and the check mark comes up. We need a bathroom. Okay, so I'll pick a bathroom. We'll need furniture. We might need office furniture. So maybe I want a desk, or I want a little table. Maybe I want some plants because I want to put a plant on my table. And there's also one down here called walls, doors, and windows. Now, this is not all of them. There's all kinds of stuff in here. So play around, have fun, check out all the different options. Now, what you'll see here is that now I can have my furniture. So I can click on furniture, and it has all kinds of options here for me. So I'm going to say, well, I'm going to bring in a queen bed. And that's going to be what the bedding that I'm going to have for this particular place. So this is the queen bed. Now, important things to remember as you start designing this is that somewhere in here is going to be some sort of bathroom. So of course I'm going to have to cordon off an area for a bathroom, and I can just pull in a couple walls, and let's say that's going to be my bathroom. So I'm going to try to fit a shower in there, a toilet, and a sink. So go through, design. I don't want to bring in too much. I don't want to show you too much on actually how to do this. But go through all the furniture. You'll see there's all kinds of different options. Try to avoid, so don't try to avoid resizing things that are supposed to be a set size. As an example, a queen size bed is a queen size bed because it is a certain size. Same with a king size bed, a double, a twin, a single. You know, if you want to bring in a circular table, okay, I don't really care about you resizing that because tables come in all sizes. But don't resize a toilet because that won't really work. So don't change those sizing the majority of things. I can bring in a nightstand here, and let's say if I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, that's not a huge deal because it's just a nightstand. Try to also avoid bringing in things like a ping pong table. They don't need it. It's fun. People laugh. Oh, we got a ping pong table. That's great. But try not to do that kind of stuff. You are working with a limited space that you need to create a living space, kitchenette in here somewhere, and a little living area all within this, and a bathroom. So it's fairly tight. You should have no problem using this entire space. You can make it smaller if you want. You can make this room a different size. So let's say I didn't want to make it, I don't know what I'm doing here, hold on. I didn't want to make it like a square necessarily or a rectangle, but I wanted to make it like an L shape. So if you're going to do something like that, you can't bring in a room. You can bring in an L room, or you can bring in a T room, and just change the sizing of this as you see fit. Okay? So there's different options for you, because something like this might work better because you're like, I want this to be the bathroom and over here to be, you know, more of a separate kind of bedroom area. It's up to you. Have a little fun with it. So that is, in a nutshell, the syllabus and the Visio program and an assignment that we'll be using. I'll post all of this stuff up early before this semester actually starts, as well as I will try to post every single lecture 1 week before you actually need to be using it in class, so it gives you all of that time to go through it. As I said before, my name is Stephen Hilborn. It's going to be a fun 5 weeks. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Again, my email is located right here, as well as my online meeting link. So if you want to meet or you're having some difficulties, feel free, send me a meeting invite or an email, and we can do that. Other than that, welcome aboard, and I will see you Wednesday, May 19th at 6 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard. Bye for now.